Pro Wrestling Vault. 35 short stories including Harley Race, Ricky Morton, Tracy Smothers, and Tim Storm. Along with 300 photos from the independent scene, taken from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Get your book today by going to WrestleVille.com or LanceByChance.com. WrestleVille, it's where wrestling lives.
Are you a fan of horror movies?
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
What about cult classics?
Your move, creep.
If you are, you'll love Shocking Things. Please search for us on all the major podcasting platforms. To see our social media and a direct link to our podcast, please go to anchor.fm/shockingthings.
And welcome everybody to the PWZ podcast on this wonderful Thursday night. And I'm back. We're back. Professor Rick Del Santo joining me with Showtime Marcel Williams. How the hell are you, my friend?
Doing good, man. I am back here to talk about some AEW, maybe a little appetizer, WWE, whatever is left of it. And but I'm gonna give a shout out to Rick Del Santos, man, the hardest working man this week. Yeah, interviews with Guardian Chaos, with Bull Dread, putting out more content for the PWZ, and I appreciate that more than life itself, my guy. Just keep on with the PWZ content going out.
And I believe I have some sort of an episode planned for each and every day this week. So it's very troublesome. It's gonna be tiring, but I'm doing it.
Trust me, after WrestleMania, I fully understand.
I think that's what motivated me to keep going.
Yeah.
To keep doing episode after episode. Because I mean, I think we did 4 episodes that week, and then we did another 4 the following week, and then we just kept rolling, you know. And so I think I just in the mood, whether it's 5 minutes or whether I'm here for 2 hours, like I was with Big Daddy on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah, or Tuesday. You know. It doesn't matter. It's just about creating content and putting it out there for the fans and viewers to enjoy. So that's what it's about.
Nah,
and
absolutely.
Our mutual love for professional wrestling. So
yeah, no, absolutely. You know, a few weeks ago, we was playing MIA. You know, taking nights off and vacations or working, but now we're back here full fledged and we gotta keep this on going because we in a groove.
Yeah, we definitely are. And like I said, there's more. Don't forget to tune in on Tuesday. Sunset Steve Garcia is our guest. So that's going to be fun. A nice, good up and comer, a really great guy all around. Mm-hmm. So let's hello Adonis. Thank you for tuning in. Actually, he didn't mention me. He just mentioned you. He must be mad at me today.
You got heat, brother.
I do.
You got heat
with Adonis.
I enjoyed every bit of each and every day he was putting out content. I checked it out. It just, like I said, continue to expose the talent of the Northeast and hopefully more talent of the globe. But we building. It takes time, and we continue to see these viewers. It's showing up. So hard work do pay off, and we gotta keep on doing that work.
Absolutely. And like I said, we do have a guest spot open for Monday if anybody is interested in coming on. Not you, Adonis, but anybody else that's interested in coming on. Please do
Monday. Please do Monday because Raw isn't kicking it.
Yeah.
So Rick Del Santo's rather spend more time with somebody else instead of spending time watching Raw.
Absolutely. I could sit around and do nothing for 3 hours, and it's better than, I'd have to say, watching paint dry is more enjoyable than watching Monday Night Raw. I'd rather watch football, and I hate football. All right. So the Guardian of Chaos is here. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
What's going on, Guardian Chaos?
So right now we're about to break down AEW Dynamite from this week. I thought it was a really good show. The There's some really great moments. Of course, it's surrounded by a coffin match in the main event, and of course, Tony Khan's big announcement. Let's get into it. Let's start with the first matchup rather. CM Punk defeated Dustin Rhodes. And has these two ever met before that you're aware of, whether it be WWE as Goldust and CM Punk or what have you?
No, throughout their whole career, and it's been a long time in WWE with them too. They never had any singles match at all. The only thing that was close to them even touching each other, as I heard, was I think it was him and Abdullah Butcher versus Dusty Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. Okay. So that's the only time they ever did a tag match together a long time ago. But this is the first singles match ever between these two, and it was a memorable one. I enjoyed this opener. Crap. It was a very good opener. Storytelling off the chain. Dustin Rhodes, I don't understand. Like Fountain of Youth, this guy.
How is he doing as good as he's doing at 50-something years old? Legit. Like,
hey, listen.
He's putting on some of the best matches on the card.
Early 40s now.
Yeah.
CM Punk at early 40s. These guys continue to perform and outshow all the young bucks, no pun intended, in AEW.
Right. Yeah, I got to say that this was a perfect old school style match. It was just, like you said, beautiful storytelling. This was back and forth. A phenomenal match, man.
Yeah, it was phenomenal, man. I just like from the selling of the knee with CM Punk, where he couldn't do the GTS at the end, where he couldn't do it, and he turned into a familiar finish of SummerSlam 92 main event between Brett and British Bulldog. And, he didn't have to beat him with the GTS, but he made it happen with another win. And that's all you have to do in this sport of professional wrestling. It don't have to be predictable. We almost had some hope that Dustin Rhodes may beat CM Punk, but my guy on his way to be the number one contender to face Adam Page, which we've seen at the end as a tease for the AEW World Championship.
He's walking away, making the symbol for the belt around his waist. He gets up to the thing. Adam Page's music hits, and they stand there face to face. This is going to be a great storyline going forward for them to get to that position where they're going to headline against each other. I think that I think we talked about it the last time we did a show together, which was Saturday, right? That we talked about Punk, whether he's going to be champion and down the road and whatnot. I think that I didn't really expect it to happen this soon, but I think that this really will be something that's just going to be really awesome to look forward to. It's going to be a great storyline.
Nah, absolutely. CM Punk, it could go either way. CM Punk could even start this new reign, being gone for 7 years is a great story. Being gone for 7 years, going through the ranks, wondering that he still got it or not. And then he regained a world championship in AEW. But then you got Adam Page, who continuously not fresh, but last year he won his first world championship with AEW by beating Kenny Omega and haven't looked back since. So your boy Adonis, that's your boy. But it could go either way. Double or nothing. Adam Page could walk out, or CM Punk. But I'm looking forward to the match. First time ever, and CM Punk is on top of his game. It's fine wine with age, and he's showing it, being great as he is right now.
All right, then earlier today, Wardlow arrived at the arena. Mark Sterling informed him he'd be escorted directly to his locker room, to the ring and out to the arena. He needs to be handcuffed, with the exception of his time that he's in the ring. It's going to change into his gear.
Exactly. How's this going to happen?
But the funny part is, didn't he come out in his gear? Yeah. And then we went to the hold on, let me try to say it right. It's kind of like a tongue twister. Blackpool Combat Club taking on defeating Dante Martin, Lee Moriarty, and Brock Anderson.
Yeah,
this
Brock
was a great
Anderson
match, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a great squash match that made everybody look good. I enjoyed it.
absolutely. Every
Uh,
Dante, Moriarty, and Anderson, they really looked good. I thought Anderson, I haven't seen much of him, but he really did remind me of his father going into this match, like the positioning and the way he moved in the ring,
mhm.
especially that spine buster.
Yeah, Spine Buster. He's you know he's matching up with his dad, which I hope the psychology and aggressiveness rubs off on him too. But this 6-man tag, man, they just continue to build the Blackpool Combat Club. I said it right the first time, so I'm glad I ain't getting tongue tied. I may
I'll
mess up
never
in a
say it right.
few. Yeah, but this team is you know, trios. I know Big Daddy say you hate that last night. Yeah, I told you I watched trios. It says 6-man tag. Times change, my guy, and Tony Khan is all stuck in the outside bubble of trios tag teams.
Right.
But this 6-man tag, I won't give you that. I won't give you that, Big Daddy. This 6-man tag was entertaining, and Lee Moriarty. I said his name wrong. See, I said the other one right. I said his wrong. But he's a hometown boy. They even made him look good. Dante Martin, he continues to show that talent. I was wondering what's up with his partner. I guess they actually use that spot for Brock Anderson, but his partner just came back fresh off an injury. But I was wondering where he was. It could have been cool to see Top Flight and Lee versus the Blackpool Combat Club, but we didn't see that. But this was fine. I deal with it.
I think Wheeler Yuta is amazing. And not like I didn't think so before, the match with Moxley. I thought he was really great, but he's really been shining the last the last month since he's been joined up with the Blackpool Combat Club. I'll get it right one day.
Nah, absolutely. He's good in my book. I feel like John Moxley put him on the map with that match, and he continued to put himself on the map with these
Right.
6-man trio tags. I'm saying double. So, it's just Willie Yuta. But if you listen to Jim Cornette, he trashed all over Willie Yuta. I listened to that a few days ago.
I don't see how. There's certain guys that I just don't see how he shits on. That I find, most of the time I agree with Cornette. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think it's because of him, just in the need to create content. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And be a little shocking so that people will listen. And then it's my guy, Jim Cornette. I'm a huge fan since 1985, 1986, somewhere around there. So he's always been a little bit on the outside, but I do like his traditional values and all that stuff when it comes to professional wrestling. But for him to, most of the time, I agree. Sometimes he comes up with these things that I don't necessarily agree with, and that's such as his opinions on a guy like Wheeler Yuta. Jonathan Sardi, hello, sir. Welcome back to viewing the PWZ. Thanks for tuning in,
John. Yeah, man. I mean, Jim Cornette, he has it's kind of a mixed bag with him. I understand how you feel. He has his critiques about certain performers. At certain times, he be on point. Like he liked the Briscoes versus FTR. It's just stuff like that. They do the same stuff that another team would do, and he's like, "Oh well, I liked this match, but these people I can't stand." The Harley Boys and all this other stuff, it's just Jim Cornette be off the chain sometimes, but I just sitting in that bunker of his house, I just wonder, can you go outside and get some air, man? So he
Castle
take
Cornette.
the heat off of him.
But, I think, he needs to, lay off the Wendy's, maybe go out and get some fresh air, like you said. He's nuts. It's like listening to Stern in a way. You sometimes cringe at it, but other times you're sitting there laughing.
Nah, absolutely. What was the next segment, my man? It was Backstage with Adam Cole.
Well, not quite. First,
not quite yet.
Our man Tony Khan came out. He was introduced. We'll get to Adam Cole. He was introduced by Tony Schiavone for his huge announcement. Khan brought out Takami Obari, the president of New Japan, and then Adam Cole interrupted. So and said that he was going to make the announcement for Tony Khan that about the Forbidden Door taking place. What is that? June? Shit, I don't have the date here in front of me. It's in June. I think it's June 26th. Chicago, Illinois. That there's going to be a New Japan AEW Super Show in Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, AEW returns back to Chicago again, but this time is at the beautiful United Center, which I'm glad that they go do this event at instead of what is it, Winchester Arena, I think, or Center or something like that, or the Sears Center that they used to be Sears Center, something else now.
Right.
But they are back at the United Center. This is going to be a super show on June 26th. Thanks, Guardian Chaos. It's going to be a big show. This is a big deal. We make fun of Tony Khan announcements. We poo-poo on them. We sit there and say this is not a big announcement. This is a legit big announcement next to the RH. This is a Forbidden Door that's been talked about since the pandemic done started. And this is legit the Forbidden Door. This is the event. All the possibilities.
Right.
All the possibilities, all the matches. We can see Okada versus Omega on American TV in America one more time. Or we see CM Punk versus Okada. We see Tanahashi versus CM Punk. We see all this in one night. It's only one night. Yeah. Forbidden Door, United Center. I'm looking forward to it. Jay White. I want to see some Jay White versus even Jay White versus Kenny Omega. This story there.
Oh my God. I don't think, from what I've read or heard earlier today, that Omega's not going to be ready in time. I mean, ultimately he can come back if if the doctor approves him, clears him, but on a technical level, he's really not going to be ready to go. I'd love to see him come back.
I feel like it'd be more important for him to come back to that show instead of Double or Nothing.
Absolutely.
But the seed's been laid. You got Jay White coming out saying that the Undisputed Elite is Bullet Club. So, right. It's just the story's there. And sooner or later, we're going to see a wedge between the Young Bucks and Adam Cole and Red Dragon. Right. But this is, I'm really looking forward to this event. This is a big event. Great venue. Great crowd. Going to be hot. And I swear, AEW is tearing up Chicago. Might as well be their home base.
Right? This is going to be, I think this is going to be like show of the year. Fuck WrestleMania. Seriously. Fuck
Absolutely.
Supercard of Honor. I thought Supercard of Honor was phenomenal. I think this is going to be the show of the year, and I'm calling it now.
It's going to be a show of the year. I just look forward to it. There's nothing else bigger than this show. WrestleMania is a big event for all wrestling fans because it's a commercial type Super Bowl event for a big company that is a big public event for all of wrestling. You got, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola can have all the big events. Everybody know what Coca-Cola is. And then all of a sudden when Pepsi want to have something with another company, it's going to be big, but it ain't going to be big like Coca-Cola. But we can enjoy the Pepsi in their big event. So I'm going to enjoy AEW in their big event with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I'm very excited for it, to be honest with you. Like, super excited. I didn't really think that this was... I got to post this. One way or another, in some capacity, Twinkle Toes McFingerbang Omega will be there. Oh, man, that's a great...
As Cornette call him, Kenny Olivier.
Right. So let me ask you, did you ever see that movie that he did? That movie short? It was like a slap movie. They were just like a bunch of people sitting in the woods just slapping each other in the face.
I believe it. Nah, I never seen it, but I believe something that...
I think that's what made Cornette think that he was homosexual. So, because after watching this thing, I was like, I watched it after he told me, or not after he told me, but after he talked about it on his podcast, and I had to go search it out, and I literally sat there like, what the hell is going on? Literally,
yes, exactly. It's ridiculous. He never lived it down with that, or either him wrestling the doll, or him wrestling in the woods, and and it is, you know, times and change. Stuff is real silly in wrestling. I get
Yeah.
it, and just like I listened to the other day with you and Guardian, is about the word longevity.
Mhm.
And if any person that you gotta follow, prime example for is Kenny Omega. This guy been off the rails performing on top notch, being the best bout machine, and now he's been out since Full Gear. You know, and now he won't be calculated whether he be there at Forbidden Door or
Right.
whether he gonna be at Double or Nothing. But sooner or later, all those moves catch up to you.
Absolutely. You should know. Didn't you have a injury
Absolutely.
recently?
That's
Right.
why that's why I'm retired.
Right. Retired.
Shout out to Gregory Kramer for
There you
popping on
go,
that.
Gregory Kramer. Hello, buddy. Where was I going to go from there? There was something else. Okay. Before we get back into Dynamite, I had a conversation with somebody, and they kind of annoyed me. This is a
Okay.
younger gentleman while I was in the office. What's your opinion on Kenny Omega as opposed to someone like Roman Reigns? Make me laugh, please. Or
The difference or what my opinions of between both of them.
they said that they literally, and I just honestly didn't understand. I basically came to the understanding that they didn't know that they were more about watching the show as opposed to watching the actual grappling and the story. You get what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
makes sense. Like Roman is great. Roman is a character, and he's great at being a character. Whereas Kenny Omega is actually a great wrestler and puts on great matches. If you watch, do you think that Roman is actually like a great wrestler? I mean, as an actual wrestler, my opinion, I wouldn't say no. Is he great at telling a story and being a character? Absolutely. But and
I'm
this
about to
was
show
this was
I'm about to show my age right now.
okay.
So we gonna take this back to 1980s. Flair was, let's just say Flair is like Kenny Omega.
Mhm.
You could at me if you want to about anything, but let's just say it's just an example. Ric Flair is performing up and down every country in the world, being a performer that he wants to be. He is entertaining, but he's out there wrestling these 60-minute Iron Man matches, draws, all these things. But then you got Hogan telling the story. Eat your vitamins, say your prayers, you know, drink your milk, all that stuff. It's the same thing here. Kenny Omega is the performer. That was Ric Flair. No comparison. I'm not comparing. I'm just comparing
I'd
as
have to
in
say that
performance
they're
wise.
almost on the same level in a way. I mean, they're both top performers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think Omega
You
is definitely on the same. I mean, it's also don't forget it's what 30 years later, so
yeah.
it's a different style. But I think they're definitely. I'd put them in the same category. See, somebody disagrees with me in the chat. I'm going to put this one up on the screen. Omega is no Flair in his prime. All right. I'm going to tell you that Flair is the greatest of all time. Okay. I'm not the world's biggest Kenny Omega fan, but I think he's more than capable of putting on 5-star match. Legit. I think
Absolutely.
he's very consistent with putting on top matches. Is he Ric Flair? I mean, Ric Flair is Ric Flair. He's the greatest of all time. There's no question. He's the greatest professional wrestler of all time.
Absolutely. But
There's,
you
there's
can't but you can't deny the fact that Kenny Omega ain't performing like what Flair did in the 80s.
no.
He's
I mean,
performing. He's performing top notch. Yes, he hadn't got hurt now, but those Okada and Omega classics was classics. They ain't saying they was classic for nothing. They was classics.
right.
And Kenny Omega can perform just like AJ Styles perform. AJ Styles is just like Shawn Michaels in his prime. You know, it's just
The Guardian of Chaos says I compared to Omega to a poor man's Shawn Michaels. Wow. That's
That's
just
messed up. That's messed up. Kenny Omega rolling around in his bed right now.
I think he looked up to Shawn Michaels, if I remember correctly. That Shawn was another one I never thought was like he was really great, but he was no Ric Flair. You know what I mean? When I watched Shawn Michaels, I loved to watch him wrestle Bret Hart. You know what I mean? Like those were some phenomenal, fantastic matches. But I was never the world's biggest Shawn Michaels fan. I like Marty Jannetty. Don't kill me.
I grew to love. Yeah, Marty Jannetty was underrated. There's nothing wrong with being a Marty Jannetty. Marty Jannetty was real good.
He was terribly underrated.
Shawn Michaels, I learned to grow on him. Shawn Michaels proved that he was just like what Jim Ross said at WrestleMania 24. If Ric Flair was a A1 A competitor of all time, the greatest competitor of all time, why you can't say that Shawn Michaels is A minus, kind of like they all in the same level? Like it's just like it's different generations.
Exactly.
That's why
that also plays into it.
I like explaining it that way. I like to explain it like that way. It's different generations, different performances, and I don't like comparing certain people to certain things.
Marty was the better member of the Rockers. There you go. See, somebody agrees with me.
Somebody agrees with you.
Thank you, John Peck.
But it's just different ages. Like you gonna say, well, was Bruno Sammartino equal to Ric Flair? Some people may have their own opinion about Bruno Sammartino, but
different generations.
Different generations,
I love Bruno,
man.
but don't forget Bruno is also a power guy, like a punch, a kick, a bear hug type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Bruno drew. You know what I mean?
We go.
Thousands of podcasts. He sold out arenas for almost 2 decades.
But not to get off the topic, though, Roman Reigns is an entertainer. He may not perform as well as Kenny Omega, but he can entertain, and the character is there. He get people invested, and he continue to keep people invested. Where now he got this title reign that will continue to keep on going until we find a good guy to destroy this historic reign.
Rumor is, now I know we're getting way off topic here because we're only supposed to talk about Dynamite, but rumor is, I read something today that there's plans to keep the belt on him until WrestleMania 39.
I'm not surprised. Why not?
That's like 2 years away. That's another 2 years away. He's going to be close to, he wouldn't be close to,
nobody ever going to get close to Bruno. I'm just going to say that right now.
He would be right under it, or maybe right under Hogan's first reign, maybe.
It's good to try at this day and age, because when CM Punk had it, I was invested. It's truthfully, I cannot stress enough how great it is for him to keep this reign going, because it gets people invested and hope that somebody may dethrone the Roman Reigns in his title reign. So I'm real invested in this. If it's that long, I'm well invested in that one.
I think it's interesting. I really do. I think that what was I gonna say? I think that puts everything that we talked about previously about Cody possibly being the one to take the title. It kind of takes that away a little bit. But obviously anything can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's see. We got a couple comments here. Vince shoving people, Roman, rains down people's throats. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if, when he was doing that as a babyface, but prior to the Tribal Chief era, I couldn't get into it. But now I'm pretty invested in the character, this whole version of Roman.
It's like a mafia type style gimmick.
Yes. Or should I say, yes, my Tribal Chief? Excuse me. Let's see. The Guardian of Chaos. Let's see where it says different styles, but Bruno from early 70s would beat Flair of the 80s in a straight up, but 2 out of 3 falls, perhaps Flair. Exactly. We don't talk about Bruno. No. Let me tell you something. Guardian of Chaos. My son has been walking around the house singing that song and asking me to play it on Apple Music left and right. He just watches that movie over and over. That's I don't even know what movie that is, but he's been watching it quite a bit lately. Let's get back into Dynamite. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Jade Cargill was backstage with Red Velvet, Kiera Hogan, and Mark Sterling. Let's see if Marina Shafir's the problem, then Cargill's the problem solver. Encanto, that's right. Thank you. Apparently, it's brand new on Disney Plus. He won't stop watching. He's watching it every day since it came out. Before the match, MJF and Shawn Spears appeared in the stands. MJF was mocking Pittsburgh and said, since Wardlow's a nobody, he'll come out to no music. Wardlow came out still handcuffed, but in gear. Wardlow
Before you get to that, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What do you think about the Samoa Joe program with Jay Lethal? Because you skipped that promo. We gotta talk about that for a second.
I thought I did say that. I have it here in my notes.
It's all right, I got you.
I'm only skipping something that I put down, right? I'm digging it so far. You know, I've been a fan of these guys for, gosh, probably 15 years or more, each of them. You know what I mean? I love seeing the whole entire situation come around from watching those guys in the local indies, watching them go to Ring of Honor, TNA. You know, one took the route to NXT, one took the route to Ring of Honor, or stayed and became a big star for Ring of Honor. Actually, both were big stars for Ring of Honor, but Jay Lethal became the front of the company after his TNA career. I'm looking forward to seeing it go forward, to see the whole circle come around. You know what I mean? I think it's
What do you
great.
think about Singh after the controversial ending of the Dynamite last week? What do you think of his incorporation in this?
It's another
this
Giant
program?
Gonzalez or El Gigante. Now,
Don't
honestly,
destroy Giant Gonzalez's great name, okay? He had a match of the night at WrestleMania 9.
Was that against the Undertaker?
Yeah.
He's part of the legendary streak. Let's just in seriousness, the whole thing with Satnam Singh, we have to see where it goes. He's a big, tall guy. You know what I mean? We haven't seen anything. We don't know if the guy could work. We don't know anything about the guy outside that he was a basketball player for the NBA, for the Dallas Mavericks. So we don't really know much about his wrestling ability, if he has any. He can go out there, be another Omos or another what's the other guy's name? Giant Gonzalez, like I said. Or I mean, I don't think he's gonna be a Vader.
Great Khali.
Yeah. So, but apparently Great Khali is a gigantic star where he is. Literally.
Yeah, but he was one of the worst world champions WWE ever had.
Worse.
Yeah, worse. How about the Jade Cargill, Maria Shafir? You think she's gonna get the 30? The 30-0? I think she'll get 30-0. They try to build up to 30-0.
That's what they're building. That's what they're building her for, you know.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody really the way that they're building Jade Cargill. I don't really see her, being beat anytime soon. I don't really see any like really good competition for her unless she say takes on somebody like Thunder Rosa or Nyla Rose or even what's the other one's name? The one that's gonna fight Ruby Soho, former women's champion.
Tony Storm.
No. The Japanese lady from AEW.
Oh, here Hero
yes, that one. Shida.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
My bad.
People.
Sorry. I'm not even gonna read that comment in the chat. But I wouldn't mind seeing say Serena Deeb and Jade Cargill. Why not?
Hey, I'm down for that match, but you know what? I'm looking forward to I think Serena Deeb is going to take this tournament.
She's an amazing talent, an amazing wrestler.
She's shredded too.
Holy shit.
Shredded.
Amazing. Absolutely. She looks like a maniac in some of those promos they've been cutting though. Her hair's all crazy. She's all tough looking. And I don't think I'd want to. Well, never mind. Might come out wrong.
What do you think
I
about the
wouldn't
new? Before we get to the next segment, what do you think about the new baddies for Jade Cargill, Red Velvet, and Kiera Hogan?
I love Kiera Hogan.
I do too.
Yeah, Red Velvet's all right too.
We get divorced tomorrow. After saying that.
That's the first thing I said when I saw her in Impact.
I won't see me next Thursday. So.
Let's see. Wardlow defeated the Butcher. This really was not much to talk about. They traded big man, tough stuff, you know. After the match, Wardlow was handcuffed and escorted away from the ring.
Yeah, this is just a storytelling segment. Have Warlow handcuffed when he leaves the ring. When he comes to the ring, MJF way up in the sky box with Sean Spears away from Wardlow. He don't want no parts of this guy. All I know, once this powerbomb hit MJF, it's going to be a big eruption when it happens. But this was a beef of a match. Butcher I mean, you know, the Butcher looking all shredded as well. He got in extra shape. And this, you know, it's that you
talked about that last week, how he's like reshaped himself. He don't look like a beer drinking rock star anymore. Like he is fucking tough looking.
He's starting to look like a Macho Man or Hogan with the hairstyle on top, just with tattoos. Right. But this was a beef match. This was a beef on top of beef. But
yeah,
it told a story.
Exactly. It got the job done. It did what it was supposed to do. Let's see. Eddie Kingston addressed Daniel Garcia. Who will he face on Rampage? Their stablemates won't be allowed in the arena. He then told Jericho that everything he does to Garcia will be done to him later on.
I see blood and guts coming.
Yes.
I see blood and guts coming for this one. This is an angle that's really starting to shape up to be a blood feud, but I'm still trying to figure out who would be the two to join up with Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful.
We'll have to see. Yeah. All right. So I don't really have another opinion on that. Sorry.
It's okay.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I think Jericho, no matter how he reinvents himself, he always does a really, really good job at reinventing himself. He might not be the top star that he was in the last 15 years ago, or, you know, but he's making himself still very interesting to watch. He's making, you get what I'm saying here?
Absolutely.
Like, I don't watch him for his matches anymore. I mean, it's not like he's putting on bad matches. It's just not the Jericho of, say, you know, late 90s to early 2000s or what have you.
Jericho in great shape too. I don't know what's in the water back there.
Well, I think it was DDP yoga that's getting him into shape.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'm not answering that. So the Owen Hart Foundation Cup qualifier. Kyle O'Reilly defeated Jungle Boy. I thought this was a really good match. The crowd was sort of quiet for this one, but it was a great, great match.
Yeah, it was a great pure wrestling match. That's what I call it. Where's JR? This was a good pure wrestling match between these two. I enjoyed the ground and pound, and Kyle O'Reilly. I didn't, I know he worked in the Indies before and worked in ROH, but I really seen his work in NXT, and now he's a great grappler, and it's a different style that's different than any other person. For him to match up with Jungle Boy, felt this was a good, solid qualifying match.
Kyle O'Reilly works a style like the old, like a Lord Steven Regal, William Regal, what have you. sort of at times like he wrestles an old school catch as catch can style, but then he does a lot of like MMA influenced professional wrestling as well. You know,
Mhm.
he's just a great mat wrestler, pure wrestler, as like you said. And Jungle Boy works. I've noticed that he's worked a variety of different styles in his tenure in AEW. He's not just a high flyer. He could actually wrestle. It seems he's
Mhm.
capable of putting on a really good wrestling match.
Nah, absolutely. But I like at the end, uh, Kyle O'Reilly comes off the top with a knee to the ribs. That was something different. And he beat him with it, nice and clean. Kind of think all these tournament matches for Owen Hart Foundation tournament is gonna be all clean wins. It's gonna be like the G1,
Yeah,
the
it's gonna be a
G1. It's gonna
real
be clean finishes instead of some
some
interruptions and all
bullshit.
this other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, which is gonna be legit a
Sports
tournament.
entertainment finishes. Yeah.
Nah,
MJ,
absolutely.
MJF was backstage with
Wait,
Sean
before you get to
Spears.
that, the groundwork for Christian
Oh, go
Cage
ahead.
when he came up to Jungle Boy, and you can tell
Oh,
he was
he
kind of
basically
disappointed.
he was disappointed. He basically, I guess, he apologized. I guess, or they talked things out because he wanted to go for that win with the
Yeah,
in this tournament. He wanted to go further in this tournament, but they walked away arm in arm as they like father son type
the
thing.
story still continues.
Yeah. Do you think Kirsten's going to turn heel?
Absolutely, he go
Really?
mess him up. He go
Yeah.
beat him bad. It's gonna be real bad.
I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, really.
The words of Macho Man, WrestleMania 8. He's gonna beat him, and he's gonna beat him bad.
MJF was backstage with Sean Spears. He repeated the refrain that he's a snake. Spears produced an envelope with money, offering it to Jake the Snake Roberts, who walked up. Jake rambled for a while before Lance Archer slapped away the money, saying all he wanted to do was fight Wardlow.
Yeah, listen, Lance Archer, he want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Since he's been there in AEW, he always wanted to fight. So, Jake Roberts sweating bullets. I worry about that guy. He was really sweating crazy. But
not in good health by any means. He
not
is
good. In this promo, it looked like he wasn't because he was sweating all over himself. I was scared for his life, like for real. But he cut the promo. He told the story, even though it got interrupted by Lance. So next week on Dynamite, Lance Archer versus Warlow, first time ever.
I heard about Jake. He was at a convention not so long ago where he was doing a signing and he kept leaving to take cigarette breaks. Now, mind you, this guy's on oxygen still. So you can only imagine, like, this is not good, and his health is bad. If he's on oxygen permanently, my father-in-law was on oxygen for years. He just recently passed. I mean, it's a pretty serious thing if you have to have permanent oxygen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bad habit that just don't need to be doing. But
Oh, yeah.
before we get to the next segment, let me
Yeah.
let me answer your boy Donnie the Don. Let me answer his little question.
Let me put it up on the screen. All right. I was
Yeah.
trying to ignore him, but
I know. Marcel, if you have got a call from AEW, would you take the offer or leave it? Obviously, I would take it because I love the sport of professional wrestling. Grew up on it. So if I could make a career, I'll do that. On to the next one.
On to the next one. I'm glad you get that out of the way so nice and quickly. Thank you.
So nice and quickly. I could do it.
Yeah.
I could
It's one
I
way
could
to
work with anybody.
It's one way to get rid of a menace. Hook defeated Anthony Henry. This was a squash match, a typical squash match. After the match, my man Danhausen came out, tried to curse Hook. It did not work.
I'm having a match with this chair right here. Go ahead.
So
Danhausen cursed me.
He decided to challenge Hook to a fight. He decided to challenge Hook to a fight after. I'm glad if Danhausen's foot or leg is completely healed, I'm glad to see that he'll actually be back in action. Because he hasn't. I don't think he's wrestled a match in AEW. He broke his leg before he got signed, so he came in with a broken leg still. I saw one of his last matches at an indie show in Milford before he broke his leg. So I guess I got lucky.
All I have to say is Dan
So
Housing
serious.
is going to get murdered.
Come on, man.
Hook is going to destroy him and turn him into chicken soup.
Oh, man.
And I can't wait to see it.
Damn. You're messing with my guy.
Your guy going to get destroyed.
We got a little while to go here. Frankie Kazarian was about to call out Sammy Guevara. Scorpio Sky interrupted. He said all of his accomplishments wouldn't have been possible without Kazarian, before asking Kazarian to wait for his TNT title shot until after Sky won it back. Kazarian said he'd always have Sky's back. These guys worked the SoCal indie scene together for many, many years.
First ever AEW Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this this story that was laid out. You know, Frank Kazarian will be next up, and he's doing a favor for Scorpio Sky, and Scorpio Sky really want to get redemption over Sammy Guevara for what he did. As we get to the next segment here, it's you know, just what do you think of this Sammy and Ty Conti? I kind of feel like they was getting this heel roll. They felt comfortable instead of trying to play babyface and trying to make this not happen.
It's like one of those natural heel turns as opposed to something happening. Like they're not attacking anybody, you know what I mean? It's the way they're acting. They're acting, and people are just not taken to it. So I like Sammy as a heel. I like him as a baby face. Either way, outside of the ring, I've heard he's a wonderful human being, you know. But he plays a very good heel. You know what I mean? I think he does. I think this could really be good going forward. It's still in its infancy, technically.
No, it is. We all know how this started. This all started with Sam Guevara proposing to his ex-girlfriend in the middle of the ring in front of everybody. So that kind of laid the groundwork for what we got now, which I wish he never did because that kind of messed up his whole flow of him being a babyface. But now we here, and now he has to play the heel with Ty Conti. And I kind of like it. I kind of feel like Sammy Guevara could, like where he say he don't give a about his Dan Lambert's mom or what granddad or whatever, or he don't give a damn about Ethan Page's kids, like just stuff like that. He just don't care. So we'll see. We seeing all the heel work pop out. So I'm kind of confused. Dan Lambert as a babyface is so funny.
Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Dan Lambert interrupted. They said nobody came to hear Guevara talk into a microphone, and the only reason they're not attacking Guevara is that for Lambert, tonight's all business. Lambert demanded Guevara give Sky his rematch. Guevara said Sky could get his match if they give Guevara and Conti the mixed tag team match, the TNT title match next week. Will be a ladder match. I think that no matter what, I never could picture Dan Lambert as a babyface. It's weird, but it's still really fucking funny.
It's hilarious.
Great. He is. I think people are like saying that he overstayed his welcome after, you know, the program with Jericho was over and stuff like that. But the guy stuck around. I thought he was hilarious. He's like, gonna say like a modern day Cornette in a way.
Hey, he got the pop out of me when he said he could send the guys down there and give him a pound that he can't give his girlfriend. That's hilarious.
He's hilarious. Exactly.
He's hilarious.
I'd like
can we talk about the miscue of production here where they're playing the music and we don't even hear the ladder match segment, the ladder match being set for this match? I think it was coming close on time here, cutting time.
Right. It's pretty funny. I love watching glitches that some people don't realize.
Absolutely.
So the House of Black cut a promo. They seem to never make sense. But next week, the sun dies. So we'll have to see what happens.
Oh.
All right. Britt Baker was in the Owen Hart Foundation Cup qualifier, Britt Baker defeated Danielle Camella. Can we skip this part?
We could skip it. We talk about the promo that when she like almost buried everybody on the women's roster.
Yeah. Not really, really hasn't. It didn't do much for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. She cut a really good promo. So I mean,
she did.
Always,
she could talk.
As always, yeah.
She could talk.
And then from there, Serena Deeb, and there was a really good Serena Deeb Hikoro Shida video promo. That's the name, Hikoro Shida, that I couldn't pronounce before, or I couldn't remember before. Yeah, and then we'll get into, I think it was a main event next, correct? Let me go through my notes, and then, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm looking forward to this rematch.
Me too. I think both performers are great. Both wrestlers are phenomenal. So then we went to the coffin match. Darby Allin defeated Andrade El Idolo.
What do you think of this main event?
This was a fucking wild match all over the place. Sting is insane for a 62-year-old man, or 64, whatever the hell age he is. He really no-sold a chair shot. Now, mind you, he came in old man clothes, by the way, just a face paint. He was wearing like sweatpants and a fucking.
That's the first thing I talk about his clothes. When
right,
I seen last night, windbreaker pants with some sneakers on,
right?
Like he was walking through the park.
Yeah, and he just came in. He just put his gloves on and did his face paint. That's it. He was set for the night.
That's it.
He no-sold a chair shot and then dove probably 12 feet onto the ground, onto everybody that was there between Andrade and his crew. This dude's nuts for his age. I'm telling you.
Hey man,
it's impressive.
Sting put on a face paint, dive, and leave. That's all he do every Wednesday. And this was wild. A retro to WCW where he wore the mask over the face paint, or TNA. It's just Sting continues to entertain me at the age that he is and show the test of time of he can go with anybody and still do those dives. Seems like he enjoying doing those dives now.
Yeah, I mean, if that's really all he's got to do once a week,
he's down.
He's down. He's like, well, let me collect my million, just jump off this. No, but seriously, like you said, he continues to entertain me at this age. I've been watching Sting since 1987 when he first came into the NWA, 1988, roughly.
Absolutely.
So it's been a long freaking time, that he's I've never really gotten. There's been times where his character took a back step a little bit, but he's always been an entertaining character.
Can we talk about how Andrade be roughing up Darby Allin? I mean, he done gave him some stiff ones.
This went all over the fucking floor, first off.
Yeah.
I don't even think did this ring touch the ring? I mean, did this touch the ring really for like...
I don't even think the ring had any cameo in this match.
No, it was just in the background. Like, I'm sitting here like trying to figure that out. This place was all over. At one time, and you're talking about Andrade, but Sting was just walking through the freaking crowd with a garbage can, nailing the fucking, everybody. And I'm sitting here laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is great. This is just great. Andrade continues to impress. And it's just, I have to say, it's one of those things. WWE, you missed the boat. This guy is an incredible performer. And, he's proven that he can headline.
No, absolutely. And he's showing the test of time. And with Sting. And then Andrade showing that he still had the talent to be entertaining. Because he's entertaining by watching. Because I watched the Road 2s. And his promo, him cutting promo on Darby was hilarious with the accent. But he continues to get better with his English, and he's showing more character. And I enjoy every bit of it. He was one of the great signees that AEW pulled on in, and he was just tearing Darby Allin ass up the whole match.
Oh my god,
slinging on the metal grade, all that stuff. He was tearing them up.
It's incredible.
Let's talk about thumbtacks on the casket.
That's the freaks me out, dude. Thumbtacks freak me out. I mean, did you ever step on one of those things?
I have. It's the most painful thing
It's like
that I
this
felt
big.
yet.
Now imagine, well, I mean, I don't think anything beats a fucking Lego. Like, you know, walking around in the dark and stepping on a Lego. You have kids, you should probably know what that feels like.
Yeah, stepping on
Uh,
Legos, stepping on
yeah.
a cord, the plug of the cord. I
Yep.
don't feel too well either.
No. So, I mean, if your attack is not very good, but if you fall on like 800 of them, Jesus, man, that's got to be painful.
Nah, absolutely. I don't understand why it was brought in the professional wrestling, but somebody had to do it.
There's
It
a lot
ain't
of
gonna be
things.
me.
No. Not that I'm a competitor, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of things I think shouldn't have been brought into professional wrestling, but I guess some of it helps tell the story. I agree with some of it. A lot I don't.
Nah, absolutely. Darby Allin with the W
Absolutely.
to end this feud, hopefully.
Yeah. Let's talk about Rampage coming up. I got the listings so far.
Are you gonna say it faster than Excalibur?
Wait, what? Oh, I don't think I'm that fast. I'm not that good. So, this
Can we
coming
talk about how
Friday.
fast he was talking like that? That's
What are you
crazy. It had to
talking-
be
he's insane.
pre-recorded.
Wow. Oh, you mean like sped up, pre-recorded
Yeah.
and sped up?
No, like he had to be. Yeah, it had to be. Cause no way. Like for you to be talking that fast live, you will at least mess up something.
On AEW Rampage. I keep calling it Did you notice that there's 2 episodes that me and you have talked, and I went and called it AWA immediately.
That means time to watch some AWA.
AEW Rampage.
I guess not.
That all day, trust me. This coming Friday, Owen Hart Cup qualifier, Adam Cole versus Tomohiro Ishii. I cannot wait for that match.
This is gonna be a good match.
That is going to steal the show.
Absolutely.
TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Marina Safir.
Only.
What you think?
I think it. I mean, hopefully they practice this match 30 times because it's been a long time they've been promoting this match. So
Has
hopefully,
Jade Cargill had any real competition for her title?
I don't even think this one is going to be. The real challenge I seen already was her versus Thunder Rosa in the tournament for a TBS championship. But I mean,
yeah,
this just build it up for 30-0.
See, Lance Archer is going to take on Serpentico. That's going to be a squash.
It's going to be a squash.
Okay. Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia.
That's going to be a stiffer.
Yeah. Kingston is continuing to cut the greatest promos. He might be the best promo man next to Flair.
Listen, this guy could cut promos on some Skittles. Yeah. This guy's good.
That's Rampage this coming Friday. We'll be talking about that soon. AEW Dynamite for next week. We got this right here. In a Philly street fight, Hikoro Shida taking on Serena Deeb. Damn, I have no idea where that one can go. I'm guessing Shida.
Shida gonna take this one to end this. This has been going on for a while now.
I think it's gonna be
all matches been classics. I think this is gonna be it. Shida gonna take it.
It's been going on like close to a year.
Has it?
It's been going on for a while.
It all started in Philadelphia, believe it or not.
You know that every so often they'll have a match, and then AEW, while they're continuing the program, they don't really bring it up. It's not on every single episode. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
They space things out and keep the anticipation a little bit longer.
Well, what was it? The 50th win or 100th win that Shida supposed to have if she beat Serena Deeb, and Serena Deeb took that away from her. That happened in Philadelphia, and that's where they're gonna be at next week.
Yep.
So story is being told in AEW.
Wardlow and Lance Archer. This is gonna be like
it's gonna be a war.
Clothesline fest.
Yes.
It's shoulder block fest.
Beef on top of beef, like earlier.
Yes. Owen Hart Cup qualifier. This match, oh my God. When I found out about this match, I could not believe it. Dax Harwood taking on Cash Wheeler. I can't wait to see this match.
Excalibur said it so fast, and then I looked at the match card. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then
I thought
he
it
had
was
a
a misprint at first.
yeah, and then he had to reiterate, like, hold on, let me repeat that again. We're gonna have FTR collide next Wednesday in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be a real good match. Hopefully, it don't be no dud. Hopefully, it be a Mari Jannetty, Shawn Michaels classic. It's gonna be good.
I compare this tag team to Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, which is my favorite tag team of all time. For me, this is like watching Arn and Tully wrestle, which I don't think they've ever done.
I don't
I've
think
never
they
seen
ever
them
did
wrestle.
it.
I've
Nah,
never seen them wrestle each other. I'd totally mark out if that happened. Seriously,
some video may pop up somewhere.
watch now that I said that. Yes. Uh, TNT Championship ladder match: Sammy Guevara taking on Scorpio Sky.
I don't know
This is
why
gonna
his
be a
match is
banger.
happening in a ladder match, but I guess I'll take it.
Well, didn't they win the title from a ladder match? Am I wrong?
Nah.
No.
Well,
Okay,
Sammy Guevara, yeah, he won it from Cody Rhodes.
right.
ladder
Okay.
match.
So
Yeah.
they have a lot of ladder matches here, so it's a
A
little.
lot.
Sometimes it's hard to keep up with.
The
Yeah.
ladder got a more better streak than anybody else.
Either way, I think this is gonna be a good match. I think Scorpio Sky is like really. As long as this guy's been in the business, he's really at it right now. He's really doing
Nah,
great.
he is.
Yep.
He putting in that work.
Of course, Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, and Red Dragon taking on the Varsity Blondes, Dante Martin, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson.
Another probably good squash match.
Yeah, it'll be a good job match.
I wonder
It'll
what's
be
going
good.
on with Dante Partner though. Like he's doing all his like what's going on? He just came back.
I don't know. We'll have to
He
see
didn't
what
get
happens.
injured again, did he?
I don't think so. No, I haven't heard anything. I'm trying to keep up on a lot of that stuff. So for the sake of this show, but I haven't seen anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that either, so that's why I asked you. I thought you might seen what I saw.
No.
Well, I didn't see.
Well, that is AEW Dynamite for this week. I thought it was a really, really good show, actually.
Nah, it's a real solid show, and they continue to build the product. I don't care about the ratings. I just seen that they had a little decrease this week. I don't care.
That doesn't bother me. As long as
Doesn't bother me a bit.
As long as I'm happy with what I've watched on television, I don't care about the ratings. You know,
ratings kind of don't even matter no more.
But
they don't matter no more.
No, they don't. But I mean, there's also 90,000. Well, not 90,000, but there's millions of internet streams. Okay.
Yes.
That don't count towards this, such as Sling, and if you belong to like whatever app that it might be showing
YouTube
on, you know
TV.
what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that does not count towards it. The DVR numbers come in later because it's all, But the thing with that is it's ridiculous to think about. And not for nothing, it was beat out because of the NBA. The NBA is it's the what do they call that? The end of the season. So
playoffs.
Yeah. So that's gonna beat out most television if you think about it. Anyways. I had a great night. It's a good show. Is there anything else you want to push out tonight?
Yeah, we got PAPW news. We got a match announcement earlier today. It was Elijah 6 versus Mills Hendrix.
I'm excited for this one. Mills Hendrix is, like I said, I think I've said it recently that on this show that Mills Hendrix has improved leaps and bounds from the first time I've seen him.
Yes, he has.
So I'm really excited to see him face somebody like Elijah 6. Elijah 6 is also improved quite greatly in the last few years since I've seen him. He's gotten better, way better.
Yes.
I wasn't, he was good, but now he's like better than he was. You know what I mean?
Nah, absolutely. Going, above and beyond, hitting those roads and doing more shows and becoming better, like most of these guys.
He's on Wrestling Open tonight, so I haven't watched that. I'll probably watch that tomorrow morning. So,
yeah. Absolutely. But PAPW, April 30th, Point Blank, 662 Coab, bell time, 7 p.m. The card is on PAPW, all social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and stay tuned for more news for PAPW.
Keep it here for all Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling news. We're going to be talking about so much more coming up because there's a lot. Don't forget to tune in Saturday morning for PAPW Alley Fights, the series here on PWZ Network. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Why don't you check us out on PWZ Network on Instagram, PWZ on YouTube, Facebook, PWZ Podcast on Twitter, The Real Rick Del Santo on Twitter, and
at Showtime Marcel on Instagram, on Twitter. Shoot me a message, and you could tag me on anything, questions you want to ask me. But be sure to like, share, and subscribe. PWZ, all the content. Share to a bigger audience. Let us spread out to the world and talk about professional wrestling.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you real soon.